Hello ladies and gents, it is James here once again from the Garage Workshop. You join me here within the garage. Now today is going to be a little bit different than normal. There is less woodworky stuff going on. It is a little bit more... One second. Yeah. Oh, 1 minute. Let's take the keys on the other side. That's better. That's better. Right, it is James here once again from the workshop. I will be answering any questions or queries for the next, I'd say I'll be here probably for about another half an hour, and then I'll probably be departing. I shan't be here for too long. But if you do have any questions or queries or anything like that you would like to know, feel free, drop them down in the comments. Say hello, don't be shy. I don't bite unless I ask, unless I'm asked, should I say. Got a bit of a hand injury today, so I am struggling a little bit. So I can't do a huge deal today. But yes, if you do want to ask us any questions or anything like that, feel free, pop them down into the comments. And I will try my best to answer them as best that I can. This is very rather impromptu. I don't often do like off the cuff lives. I'm normally planned to a Wednesday. So yeah, this is why I'm here, and I hope that you're all well if you are watching. If not, then oh yeah, there is currently no one of you in here at this moment in time. So yeah. He says there won't be much woodwork as he starts pushing into something. I will in a few minutes as well show you what we have been working on. One hand sawing. I'm going to keep this hand straight. Ooh. Come on, out we go. This starting to pinch. Wonderful. Right. Oh, brilliant. Superb. Ooh. Great. Right, I will show you what I'm currently up to. Just 1 second. Let me get you set up for a sec so you can have a see what's going on. Excuse the mess, as this is a garage workshop, I can only but apologise. So what we're doing right now is I'm just going to quickly just get one of the little sanding blocks. I can do it with one hand, I can't really use the other. So I'm just going to sand this down, because what I found is whilst we were making the other set of coasters, so making these ones, that little red bit there, on some of them, was a little bit recessed. So what I did is I cut it a little bit further in, I took some of that end grain, and I've just inlaid it in. So what we're going to do is I'm going to sand it down, and then we're going to see how it turns out comparative to these ones. So bear with me 1 second, if I find some sanding blocks. So we use a nice, one of the nice sanding blocks, a nice 60 grit. Lovely stuff. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start with 60 grit, just sanding it down, just to try and get that end grain a little nicer. If you are in here, feel free to drop in, say hello, don't be shy. And if you do have any questions or queries that you want to ask, feel free to drop them in as well. There's not a huge deal that I can do because I'm currently one-handed at this moment in time, which is why you see me sanding with these rather than the normal power tools. So that's turned out alright, isn't it, so far? I obviously need to just take this edge in a little bit, that in a little bit, and then smooth it all off, make sure that it all sits nice and flush. But yeah, so this is eventually what the colours of said coaster will turn out like. Obviously a little bit differently because of the inlay in there. Welcome all those who've just come in. Welcome in. Just bear with me 1 second, I'm just going to set the lamp up. Oh, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. So let's keep going. Now let's come back in with that side. Let us know down in the comments, do you prefer this with the inlay, or do you prefer the full on? Which do you prefer, this one or this one? End grain or just ordinary? Let us know in the comments, which one do you prefer? Ooh, sorry about that. If you're in here and you do like this sort of stuff, please do give us a thumbs up. It is greatly appreciated. Yeah, for those of you who've never been in here, oh, thank you very much for the thumbs up, whoever did that. Much appreciated. Now, for those of you who haven't been here before, my name is James. This is my day number, and we turn stuff like this, bits of old crap wood that's just been destined to be thrown away, pallet wood and stuff, and turn it into a load of little nice stuff. So currently we're in the process of turning this, and these will eventually become these. So that's what we're making at the minute. Thank you very much, Grace Nollies. I'm glad you like. Thank you very much. So this one's a little bit different because, as I mentioned earlier on, when I was gluing them together, that little red line of wood that you can see there, the red stripe, was a little bit recessed. So I decided I'm going to recess it a little bit further, and then I took a piece of what was the end grain, cut it down into the same size as the actual slot itself, and then I've just decided to recess it in. So eventually that should look quite nice. That's all sanded down and nice and neat. I'll tell you what we'll do, just to give you an indication of what this will look like in the end. I'm going to give it a quick cheeky water pop. So all that entails, for those of you who've never done it before, is just take yourself a little bit of water. You're not going to drench the item, you're not going to absolutely soak it, but you're just going to spray it on enough so that you then clean off the top of the grain. Also helps the edge of the grain, the fibres of the grain to stick up, so the next time you sand it, makes it a little bit easier. Gets rid of all those pits, and also it gives you an indication of what it will look like once you've applied a finish. So let me just do that now and see what this one will look like. Wow. So yeah, that's the colour that it was originally. And then yeah, that's what we're looking like now. I think that deserves a thumbs up, don't you? Go on, at least one. So from that to that. And as I say, it's all made from reclaimed bits of wood. So all bits of reclaimed timber. Yeah. So yeah. This is Lockdown Lumber. My name is James. If you do have any questions or queries, please don't hesitate. Pop them down into the comments. Say hello. Don't be shy. We normally do go live every Wednesday, so if you do like this sort of stuff, make sure you subscribe, ding dong the bell so you do not miss when we go live again. Because yeah, last time you were here, you may have seen, if you were here in the last live stream, we were making sets of the 4 of the coasters, and a very nice little coaster holder for them to go into as well, so they can just sit nicely on a table. And all of it, as I say, is made out of bits of pallet, so that would have been one of the longest straights that all the pallets would have been nailed into, and then that would have all been pallet, actual the wood slats on the top and underneath as well. So yeah, it is all made from, initially made from this sort of stuff, all with nails and all. So yeah. And also, you might have missed a few live streams ago, we also made this sort of coaster as well, which is turning pallets back into pallets, which I think have turned out quite nicely. And there are many more things to come. I do have quite a few projects up and coming as well, so do make sure that you don't miss out on those. But yeah, if you do have any questions, feel free to pop them in the comments. I won't bite. Well, I do a little, but given the circumstances, I suppose. But yeah, just pop them down in the comments. But look at that. Considering that was what that was meant to be, your bathroom could have been delivered on that. Or the engine for your car. And now look what I've done. Right, so next up, which we'll work on next. So apart from pallet wood and stuff like that, I do also get bits of firewood and stuff that were donated. Now I do have this stuff, which is really quite nice. Just some little. It was once a piece of hazel, originally from a tree up in, I believe, in Coniston in the Lake District, that was destined to be felled, and it was going to be turned into firewood until I was kindly donated and rescued it. So that all needs sanding down because I'm going to make them into little like natural coasters. I do have a few of them to hand at this moment in time. So yeah. Thank you very much for the thumbs up, whoever just did that. Thank you. If there is anything that you want to see, any projects that we've gone over in the past, let us know. Do we actually have any other makers actually in here at the minute? I'm interested to know. Right, what should we do next? A bit of a sneak peek of a project there. There's one. There's two. See, this all came from pallets, but yeah, once this is all sanded down, this should be lovely. Let's have a look actually. See what? I'm not going to use that hand because that hand hurts. So what I'm going to do now is just run a block of 60 grit sandpaper over the top of it. Yes, done quite lovely. So now it's started to dry up. Here's the coaster we were just working on. Quite nice, isn't it? Yeah. So these are something we're working on. Right. I'll tell you what we could do whilst we're here is, welcome in. There's quite a few of you in here. Thank you very much for joining. Yeah, I'm very surprised. Thank you very much for so many of you coming in. It is a pleasure to have you all. Hoping you are all well. So what are you all up to? Let us know. I'm just going to quickly show you the little journey that we've been on here at Lord Gen Lumber. So for those, yeah, we take stuff like this, turn it into all matter of wonderful stuff. Just for 1 second, I'll show you some examples of some stuff. So you've seen the coasters. We make tea light holders, which will go nicely down the centerpiece of a table. Also, charcuterie boards. We make these as well. We do have all sorts of stuff that goes on in here. But anything that is recycled, reclaimed, or what have you, we tend to put to good use. I'm not going to show you that half in the garage because it is an absolute state and it is full of bits of wood that we will be using in future projects, hopefully. Because I do need to make some space in here. I do know that there is a big project coming up eventually, so please make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that out. One of my harking back to a project that I did probably this time last year actually, but a little bit bigger. But yes, everything that we do in here, all the wood and stuff that we use, is all made from little bits of recycled nonsense, so bits that were destined to be thrown out, binned, scrapped, burnt, what have you, all used in here. So occasionally, as I say, we do come up a little bit trumps on some of the wood that we do get, because it does eventually turn out quite nice, the wood that we do get, because this is proper. I don't even know where this came from initially, but it's proper hardwood stuff. So it is, yeah, very, very nice. But yes, please do make sure that you are, as I say, subscribed, because we're also going to be doing eventually, probably within the next week or so. I just bought myself one of these, so I shall be doing a cheeky unboxing of this at some point. So if you are interested in that, please make sure you subscribe. I'm just trying to think, is there anything else we can gas on about? If not, please you drop a question in the comments, anything you want to know, within legal reasons. Yeah, please drop down in the comments, let us know. Also, let us know where you guys are from. I've been spacing on for quite a while, but obviously this is your live stream as much as it is mine. So if you do have any questions or queries, or you want to just say hello, pop down into the comments, because it's a bit boring just talking to myself without you saying hello to me. I do also have the top fans list going on. If at the end of the live stream, I do check through that little list, and I will go back. And if you are a decent channel, I may come subscribe to you as well. Share the wealth, community over competition. That's always been my motto. So let's get back to doing something down here. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and cut these sides off so that it's a little bit closer. So there, 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 and there. So then I can, well, that bit probably not so much, but at least a little bit off that side. And then come down this side, and that side as well, so that we can eventually get that on the sander, and we can get it into a nice circular shape. Also, I need to figure out whether I actually have a drill bit which is wide enough. I think that one should do the trick quite nicely. So what I'm going to do is drill the holes in the middle. Just move you a little bit that way. Wonderful. Yeah, I don't mind that it's blown over the back because that thickness is probably going to get sanded off anyway. It's going to come quite low down. So essentially, it's going to have nice, that thick strip in the middle, a nice little thinner strips either side. So I don't mind that that's blown out a little bit at the back. But no, that's given me a nice little reference for my larger drill bit to go through. I just do have to be careful because I'm only working with really one hand today because I've had a bit of an injury. Well, that one's a lot easier than I thought it would. Lovely stuff. So, let's just drill that hole through there. Which it's a bit too big, that one. Lovely. So what's going to happen now is I'm just going to try and see if we can cut the edges down, cut that down, cut that down. So then it'd be perfect for when we're trying to sand. Okay. I can't thank you enough for those guys that have joined us today. Thank you. Fucking hell. Thank you very much for joining us. It is greatly appreciated. Now, it is only a cheap sock, I can only apologise. It's all I've got at this moment in time, and it's all that I can use. Oh, the soul isn't dull, the soul's just, for want of a better phrase, shit. But at the minute, it's all that I got, and I'm not using the. I would normally have used some sort of power tool at this point. Plus, I know this is also another excuse, but I'm used to cutting through pine wood, whereas this stuff, comparative to the stuff that I normally cut through, plus, as you can tell, I'm also cutting with one hand. So that's also, I'm making a lot of excuses. The saw's shit, and I'm down on one hand. And yeah, probably the saw is incredibly dull as well. As is the live stream. Woo. It's so hard to do with just one hand. For me, anyway. I'm just butchering it. I don't want to. There we are. That worked. I think a little bit of sandpaper can't solve. Plus, I have no sharpening implements in the garage. So I have no way of sharpening the tool. I really should, but I don't. So I can't, so I won't. Said the cat in the hat. Right. Right, as you can see on the screen, values. I've just put in a little bit of a poll that I could do with you guys answering, just so I know, moving forward, which you prefer. So, for those who are here right at the beginning, I did a coaster without an inlay, so that is what they look like without the inlay. And this is currently still drying up, but it's going to need sanding, properly sanding, and also a finish on it, which is this one. So that's with the inlay. So I need you now to vote in this little box here. If I think it's a bit, there we are, in that box there. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer the inlaid one or the non inlaid one. Obviously, this has got a finish on it, and it's a little bit further down the line than this one, but which do you prefer the design of? Let us know in this little box here. Inlay, no inlay. As I say, don't go off the basis of the finish, because this has already had a finish on it. Or this one. Which do you prefer? Let me know in the comments. Not in the comments, I just remembered. In the little poll there. Inlay or no inlay. I'm going to leave that just on the screen for a minute. So, where is the inlay? Going to leave them there for all of a second. And I want you to pass to let me know in the little poll. So this one here is your inlaid one. That one's not inlaid. Let me know in the comment here which do you prefer, the inlay or the no inlay. Let me know here. Inlay, not inlay. Let me know which one do you prefer. Why has that become so bloody massive? Inlay, no inlay. Inlay. So the inlay, what I mean, is just this little section here, which is obviously this bit here, just taken and placed inside the actual coaster itself. So it will be. So essentially, this is just the bigger version. So that's cut off the end of. So say we've come to the end of the piece, you've cut that off of there, like so, and then I've taken a slice of that, put that in there, obviously the slice of that rather than that. So which do you prefer, the inlay or the non-inlay? Right, as none of you are answering my question and making it any easier for myself, I'm going to probably say goodbye at this point. thank you very much for those that have joined us. If you have subscribed, thank you very much. If you haven't, make sure you have already, because as I say, we've got a few projects coming up. These are going to be obviously a video coming up very soon, so make sure you are tuned up for those. There will also be an unboxing on my main channel of this, which I've just purchased myself, so make sure you stay on for that. Without further ado, it has been very lovely to have you all in here, even the 2 people who have made a comment and the 2 people who have liked this thing. Thank you very much for joining. It has been a pleasure. I will speak to you all very, very soon. And yes, thank you very much. Toodle pip. Bye.